Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Shinko, and we're doing a reading and discussing of The Warriors Into the Wild by Aaron Hunter. We're actually currently on chapter 8. We just started, and we left off at Firepaw had just finished his first battle with the intruder Yellowfang, but now ThunderClan cats were coming. But our main character, Firepaw, broke the warrior code by eating before bringing food back to the clan. What do you think is going to happen? Today's also a special day, because it's my birthday. I turned 29. Yay! Even older. Woo. Okay. Yellowfang growled in defiance at the approaching paw steps, but Firepaw could sense her panic. The she-cat struggled to her feet. So long, thanks for the meal. She tried to limp away on 3 legs and then winced in pain. This leg stiffened up while I've been resting. Now it was too late for her to run. Silent shadows slipped out of the trees, and in a heartbeat, the ThunderClan patrol had encircled Firepaw and Yellowfang. Firepaw recognized them. Tigerclaw, Darkstripe, Willowpelt, and Bluestar. All of them lean, hard-muscled. Firepaw smelled Yellowfang's fear at the sight of them. Greypaw followed close behind. He bounded out of the bushes and stood beside the warrior patrol. Firepaw mewed a hasty greeting to his clan, but only Greypaw returned it. Hi, Firepaw! He called out. Silence! Tigerclaw growled. Firepaw glanced at Yellowfang and groaned inwardly. He could still smell the fear scent on her, but instead of cowering in submission, the scruffy creature was glaring in defiance. Firepaw? Bluestar's question was cool and measured. What have we here? An enemy warrior. Recently fed? By the smell of you both? Her eyes burned into him, and Firepaw dropped his head. She was weak and hungry, he began. And what of you? Was your hunger so bad that you had to feed yourself before you had gathered prey for your own family, your clan? Bluestar went on, I assume you have a very good reason for breaking the warrior code. Firepaw was not fooled by the leader's soft tone. Bluestar was furious, and rightly so. He crouched lower to the ground, and before he could speak, there was a loud hiss from Tigerclaw. Once a kitty pet, always a kitty pet. Bluestar ignored Tigerclaw and looked instead at Yellowfang. Suddenly, she looked surprised. Wow, Firepaw! It seems you have captured us a ShadowClan cat, and one I know well. You are ShadowClan's medicine cat, aren't you? She meowed to Yellowfang. What are you doing so far into ThunderClan territory? I was the ShadowClan medicine cat. Now I choose to travel alone, hissed Yellowfang. Firepaw listened, astonished. Had he heard right? Yellowfang was a ShadowClan warrior? Her filthy condition must have masked her territorial scent. He might have enjoyed tackling her more if he had known. Yellowfang, Tigerclaw meowed mockingly. It looks like you have fallen on hard times, if you can be beaten by an apprentice. Now Darkstripe spoke. This old cat is no use to us. Let's kill her now. As for this kitty pet, he has broken the warrior code by feeding an enemy warrior. He should be punished. Keep your claws in, Darkstripe. Bluestar purred calmly. All the clans speak of Yellowfang's bravery and wisdom. It may help us to hear what she has to say. Come, we'll take her back to camp. Then we'll decide what to do with her, and with Firepaw. Can you walk? She asked Yellowfang, or do you need help? I still got 3 good legs, the grizzled she-cat snapped back, limping forward. Firepaw saw that Yellowfang's eyes were glazed with pain, but she seemed determined not to show any weakness. He noticed a look of respect flicker across Bluestar's face before the ThunderClan leader turned and slowly led the way through the trees. The other warriors took up positions on either side of Yellowfang, and the patrol moved off, carefully keeping pace with their lame prisoner. Firepaw and Greypaw fell in step together at the back of the group. Have you heard of Yellowfang? Firepaw hissed to Greypaw. A bit. Apparently she was a warrior before she became a medicine cat, which is unusual. I can't imagine her a loner, though. She has lived her whole life in ShadowClan. What's a loner? Greypaw glanced at him. A loner is a cat that isn't part of a clan or cared for by 2 legs. TigerClaw says they're untrustworthy and selfish. They often live around 2-leg dwellings, but belong to no one and catch their own food. I might end up a loner once Bluestar is finished with me, Firepaw mewed. Bluestar's very fair, Greypaw reassured him. She won't throw you out. She certainly seems pleased to have such an important ShadowClan cat as a prisoner. I'm sure she's not going to make a fuss about your feeding the poor old mange bag. But they keep mooning about being scarce. Oh, why did I eat that rabbit? Firepaw felt shame burn through his fur. Well, yeah, Greypaw nudged his friend. That was mouse-brained. You really broke the warrior code there, but no cat is perfect. Firepaw didn't answer, but trekked onward with a heavy heart. This was not the way he had hoped his first solo task would end. As the patrol passed the sentries who guarded the camp entrance, the rest of ThunderClan came running to welcome their warriors home. Queens, kits, and elders crowded on either side. They peered curiously at Yellowfang as she was led into the camp. Some of the elders recognized the old she-cat, and word spread quickly through the clan that this was ShadowClan's medicine cat, and a steady jeering hum rose above them. Yellowfang seemed deaf to the taunts. Firepaw couldn't help admiring the way she limped with dignity through the corridor of stares and insults. He knew she was in a great deal of pain and hungry, in spite of the rabbit he had caught for her. When the patrol reached the high rock, Bluestar nodded towards the dusty ground in front of it. Yellowfang followed the ThunderClan leader's silent command, sinking gratefully onto the earth. Still ignoring the hostile stares around her, she began licking her wounded leg. Firepaw noticed Spotted Leaves emerge from her corner. She must have scented the presence of an injured cat in the camp, and he watched the crowd part to let the young tortoiseshell through. Yellowfang glared at Spotted Leaf and hissed, I know how to take care of my own wounds. I don't need your help. Spotted Leaf said nothing, but nodded respectfully and stepped back. Some of the cats had been out hunting, and fresh kill was brought for the returning warriors to eat. They each took some food and carried it away to the nettle patch to eat it. Then the other clan cats crowded forward to take their own share. Firepaw paced hungrily around the clearing and watched as the cats crouched in their usual groups, chewing and gulping. He longed for a morsel, but he didn't dare take anything from the pile. He had broken the warrior code. He guessed that this meant he was forbidden to share his fresh kill. He paused beside the high rock where Bluestar was sharing words with TigerClaw. Uncertain, Firepaw looked to his leader for a signal that he was allowed to eat, but the gray she-cat and her senior warriors were busy murmuring at one another in low tones. Firepaw wondered if they were talking about him. Desperate to know his fate, he strained his ears to hear what they were saying. TigerClaw's yell sounded impatient. It's just too dangerous to bring an enemy warrior into the heart of ThunderClan. Now that she knows the camp, even the youngest ShadowClan kit will hear of it. We will have to move. Calm down, Tigerclaw, Blue Star purred. Why should we move? Yellowfang says that she is traveling alone now. There is no reason for ShadowClan to hear of it. Do you really believe that? What on earth was that foolish kitty pet thinking of? Tigerclaw spat. But think for a moment, Tigerclaw, mewed Blue Star. Why would the ShadowClan medicine cat choose to leave her clan? You seem to be afraid that Yellowfang will share our clan's secrets with ShadowClan, but have you thought about how many ShadowClan secrets that she might share with us? Firepaw could see by the way Tigerclaw's fur began to flatten that Blue Star's words made sense. The warrior nodded briefly and then stalked up to take his share of fresh kill. Blue Star remained where she was. She looked out across the clearing where some of the younger kids were fighting and tumbling playfully in the dust. Then she stood up, began to walk towards Firepaw. His heart lurched. What was she going to say to him? But Blue Star walked straight past him. She did not even glance at him. Her eyes were clouded with unknown distant thoughts. Frostfur, she called out as she approached the nursery. A pure white cat with dark blue eyes slipped out of the brambles. Inside, the noise of mewling grew louder. Hush, kids, purred the white cat reassuringly. I won't be long. Then she turned to her leader. Yes, Blue Star? What is it? One of our apprentices has seen a fox in the area. Warn the other queens to guard the nursery carefully, and make sure our kids less than 6 moons stay inside the camp until our warriors have driven it away. Frostfur nodded. I will pass on the warning, Blue Star. Thank you. Then she turned and squeezed back into the nursery to quiet the crying kids. And at last, Blue Star strolled over to the pile of fresh kill and took her share. A plump wood pigeon had been left for her there. Firepaw looked on longingly as she carried it away to eat with the senior warriors. Finally, his hunger drove him forward. Greypaw was with Ravenpaw, moving down a small finch beside the tree stump. He saw Firepaw approach the pile and flicked his head encouragingly. Firepaw bent his neck, ready to take a small wood mouse in his teeth. Not for you, Tigerclaw growled, striding up behind him and pawing the mouse away. You didn't bring back any prey. The elders will eat your share. Take it to them. Firepaw looked over at Blue Star. She nodded shortly. Do as he says. Obediently, Firepaw picked up the mouse and carried it across to Small Ear. The delicious smell of it wafted up his nose. He wanted nothing more than to crunch it up with his strong teeth. He could almost feel its life energy flooding his young body. And with great self-control, he laid the prey down in front of the Grey Tom and backed away politely. He expected no thanks and was offered none. Now he was glad he had gobbled down the remains of the rabbit he had caught for Yellowfang. There would be nothing else for him to eat until tomorrow. Now I'm going to have to end it here because I can tell already my phone is acting up. I'm not sure. It seems to have frozen. So I apologize. We'll have to continue this tomorrow. I hope you have a good day.